Good morning, Oak Park School. Today is Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. Our special guest for this morning's news is Dylan from my class. At this time, would you please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America. I to the flag that stands one nation under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
Thank you. Would you please remain standing as we recite the Panther Pledge?
Today, I will be successful and attack something impossible. Everything over pledge. Everything over be war.
You may be seated. Thank you so much for helping with the pledge this morning. At this time, we will slow down and pause for a moment of silence. This time can be used for your own quiet thoughts, prayers, or reflections. Every Wednesday, we feature our Riddle Me This segment, your chance to help solve our weekly riddle. You can figure this one out. If you can figure this one out, email in your answer to Mr. Shane. As always, the first class to solve correctly will get 5 Panther paws for every student. Here's your riddle. You can hold me, you can shake me, but I'm easy to break. I have lots of snow even though it's all fake. What am I? Send your guesses as soon as you can. Now it's time for a very special literacy lab where our students interview the executive director of secondary schools for Sarasota County. Grab your lab coats and let's check it out.
Good morning, Mr. Canties. Welcome to be on the show today.
Thank you very much. I am so excited to be here.
Merry Christmas and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Fernando. I appreciate it.
What book will you be sharing with us, Mr. Canties, and why did you pick this book?
You know, Fernando, I have this book. I bet everybody knows about this book or knows about this movie. And since we're at the holiday season and everybody celebrates the holidays in a different way, some people it's Christmas, some people it's Hanukkah, but everybody has a way of celebrating. For my family, we celebrate Christmas, and every year I have to read this book, The Polar Express. Have you all ever read the book?
Yep.
I watched the movie.
You watched the movie? Okay, so that's the key. So if you haven't read the book, The Polar Express, you can always watch the movie. But you know what's neat is whenever you have a book and you have the movie, it's always kind of cool to read the book and then watch the movie and see how closely the book follows the movie. Sometimes it's real close, sometimes it's not. In this case, it's very close. It's very close. So it follows the movie the movie follows the book very closely.
Yep. And always you can watch it on Hulu.
And watch it on Hulu. Okay?
What do you remember about this book?
You know, I remember a lot about this book. This book, I always think about, for me, I had a daughter who attended this school, Oak Park. She went to school, she came here at the age of 8, and she graduated when she was 22. She's 30 years old now. She lives in our house. And every year I read this book to her, and she loves this book. And then every time after we read the book, we watch the movie. So that's kind of a tradition. You all have probably Christmas traditions at your house or holiday traditions. Yeah. Fernando, you also?
I celebrate the 3 wise men in January.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, that's a great tradition, right? So you look forward to that every year. So that's a tradition for Stephanie and me. And so she and I read the book, and then we watch the movie together. So that's a great question. Thank you.
Would you summarize the story, and would you recommend this book to a friend or student?
Yeah, of course, I definitely would recommend this book. It's a great book. It's about hope and the joy of the holidays and how people are always happy around the holidays. And there's a lot of hard things going on out there in the world. And, it's always great to have hope and to have joy during the holidays. So the summary of the book, I'll give you a real quick version. There's a little boy who gets on a train at night. He sneaks out of the house, gets on this train, and this magical train takes him to the North Pole. And who does he meet at the North Pole?
Santa.
He meets Santa Claus at the North Pole, right? So he meets a lot of friends on the train. They have a great train trip. It's this beautiful ride, and if you remember watching the movie or the book, there's so many adventures that happen along the way to keep your attention. But as they get to the North Pole and he gets to meet Santa Claus, this big magical figure, Santa asks him what gift would he like to have, and what do either of you remember what he wanted as a gift?
He asked for a reindeer's bell.
He asked for the reindeer bell, and when he did this, what happened?
He heard it, but some people couldn't hear it because they didn't believe in Santa.
Exactly. So they heard the bell ring, or he heard the bell ring, right? So he gets back on the train later. They have this great time with Santa Claus and the elves, and they head back. They get back on the train. They're going home while they're on the train, and when they get home, he gets back in the house. Nobody knows he was gone. He gets in bed, and then Christmas morning, he gets up. He goes downstairs to open his gifts, and the bell's gone. The bell's missing, right? So his mother finds the bell, and she shakes it, and what happens?
She couldn't hear it because she didn't believe.
She couldn't hear it because she didn't believe. And you must have read this book very carefully because you know all the answers to the book. So anyway, exactly. She was not a believer. She couldn't hear the bell ring. So when she walked out of the room, everybody was like, oh, my bell's not working, my bell's not working. But when she walked out of the room, they rang the bell, and they could hear it. Him and his sister could hear it. Why could they hear it?
Because they believe in Santa Claus.
Because they believe in Santa Claus. So
Thanks for coming, Mr. Canties. I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Jordan, that is so nice, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
Have a Happy New Year.
No, that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to some time off, as everybody is, and then, I'm excited during the holidays to spend time with my family and enjoy all those traditions we share during the holidays. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Mr. Cantis, for joining us at Oak Park and for sharing one of your favorite books. Panthers, don't forget that today is Pi, B-I-S. We will have our event in the courtyard at 3. This monthly event will see 3 students giving a pie in the face to 3 different staff members. Please check your email for the Zoom link to view live. We will close our morning with Wednesday's word of encouragement, which comes from the conductor in the Polar Express. He said, "Seeing is believing, but sometimes the most real things in the world are the things we can't see." Hope you have a truly wonderful holiday break, Panthers, and like always, continue to roar.